Hello, welcome to another New Running Cast. As always, my name's Johno, and I'm joined once again by Joey. How's it going, Joey?
Not too bad.
So, we're into the final round of Swiss. We're going to show both of these games from the Edinburgh Intercity Friendly, which is a four-person team tournament that they ran in Edinburgh, which was great fun. And on the left-hand side, we have Dave Saiya from Aldershot. Representing Team London. Curse him. And on the right-hand side, we have Chris Price representing Newcastle. So Dave does have a link to London. He plays in London a lot. He works in London.
Oh, and he won. And he won the qualifier. That's his.
Sure, he went to the qualifier. Yeah, he went to the qualifier.
He didn't care who he played for.
We all felt a little betrayed.
We called him the mercenary now because he did literally. I don't care who I play for, and I will. Yeah, and so he represents London.
So he's representing London, but that's fine. I think we'll still support him here. And he's playing ETF, and he's playing against Crazy Noise. So I guess is there anything in particular we should look at the start for these players? So now Noise will want a good draw. He'll want to get...
Yeah, he needs wildside Aesops.
Wildside Aesops. Peddler's good, I guess, because it helps you get one of them, hopefully.
He took a mulligan, so...
yeah, they did. They're both mulligans, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So, would you consider checking HQ when Court's mulligan? I don't know. He asked twice. He's probably doing okay. So we've got pancakes. There's a mill.
There's a wild side on the peddler. It's the only reason you do that.
Yes.
You do it all the time, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, seems fair. Maybe he's going to Aesop it. No.
No, that's...
So you're right.
There's a wild side on the peddler.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, he had a wild side on the peddler, so yes. So he's got his wild cakes engine straight up, turn 2.
That's the most important part. Like, Aesops you need, but you don't need it turn 1, or even turn 2 or 3.
You want the first couple of turns, yeah.
You will run out of money if you don't get it.
But you want to spend probably no more than, say, 2 clicks drawing for the entire game.
Yeah, he will never spend another click drawing now.
Yeah. Which is good. Faust. So
this is the risk.
Wild Cakes Faust, this is a thing, so you can check remotes.
He's gone to 0 credits, though.
But that's fine. It's got Faust. You don't need money. You can't trust the remote.
But you do need to get your other pieces out, and it becomes very hard if you don't have Aesops. And then when you finally do get Aesops, you have to click for credit, then to install it, and you end up chucking loads of cards because of Wildside. So he has clicked for a credit, hoping he draws into Aesops.
Meanwhile, ETF is not particularly poor and has an Adonis taking over, so he's going to make money.
Yep.
So he's going to kind of glacier up a little bit. I guess he's going to start making a scoring remote, probably behind this Adonis, start sticking in the upgrades.
Yes, the Adonis,
Start sticking in the Ashes and the Caprice. CVS, if he has one, will probably go in there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there an element of needing to rush a little bit against Noise? It's hard to do against Faust, of course.
You do want to be quite quick.
That's what this is. So it is a Turing, so in fact, they walk you fast out. So
you definitely want to rush against Noise. I think as soon as you've got a Caprice...
I mean, the longer the game goes, the more likely you are to lose to mill accesses.
Yeah, I make this mistake. Even though I play Noise all the time, I play my normal game, and then suddenly it all just ends.
And then you realise you got 6 points in the bin, and you're like, oh, I should have been thinking about this.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, have I got enough time to score out? Like, I've scored my first one, but I've got to score 3 more agendas, and I don't think I can. Because we've been playing this Jackson game, and it's all going fine, but you really need to be on the board by the time you're doing that. So
yeah. So Chris once again has no money, still doesn't have Aesops. So as soon as he gets it, he's going to be able to sell the cash, for instance. But you don't want to draw for it because you don't want to draw. So I guess you just hope Wildside gives it to you and click for credits otherwise. Until
for sure. You Wildside click for credits. Maybe install things like lampreys and caches and stuff as you go. Maybe
just cheap stuff. Yeah. Well, cache is an obvious one. Yeah.
I doubt Saya's running it, but team sponsorship, so much work against Noise. It's amazing. You just pick your deck, install something. Install CVS, install Jackson.
Well, especially if you have a rush remote. I know you've done that, where you want an agenda in the bin, so team sponsorship can put it in your remote. They can't get into. Yeah.
Fire ABT. Hope you hit an agenda, so you can then team sponsorship it out of the bin back into your remote. Yeah, you can go so fast in HP if you're designed to do it. But as you said, I think this is more traditional to Caprice food most one-less food coats. And
do you put Biotic in this deck? In this as an emergency out? You've got a lot of 3/2s.
Because you tend to run 6/2s. People tend to, some people play 1 or 2. Even in the food coats version, I personally wouldn't in food coats. I'd rather play Never Advance.
Yeah, okay. That's true. They've got to check anyway. So if you're going to put it in a remote, I mean, could be another upgrade, right?
Yeah, you just keep installing it. Like you wait for an Adonis to tick down with your breaker bay, and then you install on top of it, and they're like, oh, it's probably an Eve or whatever. And it's actually a 3 for 2.
Yeah,
The trick is not to do that when you're at the point of desperation, though, because I realise I will only check those things as the runner.
Yeah.
When I look at the corp and I'm like, they're losing, and that's their only out, so I'll check it. You want to do it just before you have no other option.
Yeah.
But to try and sneak.
You can get away with it when you don't need to get away with it.
Yeah. But when you're like, oh, that's my only way to score is to start sneaking things behind away. That's when people will check everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes. I know you're very good at checking remotes.
Yeah.
Snuck out Astro against you on Saturday, didn't you?
You did. Yeah. I also won a game that in the cut the same way with someone. I last clip for credit. Wait a minute, you installed that last one you installed this turn. That was the Astro for the win.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right. So, couple more mills. I don't know. We're just kind of gassing away because not a lot's going on. To be honest, Adonis is paying out. ETF building
He's
up.
trying to find an Aesop. Yeah, which is typical.
So he's installed a sucker.
So you're saying this isn't so interesting? This isn't what I call traditional noise shop, where you said there's
grave diggers stuff
in here, which is interesting. Well, yeah,
they don't come out yet.
3 imps anyway. Doesn't matter. 3 imps in every noise deck.
So there's now a 4th card in that remote. So at what point, if ever, do you run it? No, you don't run it with Faust, obviously.
If ever.
Yeah. So maybe you just don't. I mean, I don't bother. No. I mean, so I've been playing a lot of Leela recently, so sometimes I just bounce random cards in that remote to annoy.
If I had a Yogg on the table, on the table and 6 sucker tokens, I might
run it a couple of times.
It.
Okay, sure.
To see.
Okay, so there's an NP in the bin that can't steal. Interesting. But no other agendas. So this is obviously pre-most wanted, we should mention, which means that NPD is not an influence. If you're noise, do you click for credits and go after it? I mean, no. Because there might be a Jackson in the remote. Would that force the Jackson use? Get you on the board? I don't know. It's different if you've got an ESOPs. Yeah, okay. If you're clicking for credits, it's different.
Yeah, it's just not worth the money.
Okay, fair.
That's a thing he has to shuffle in later, which means he's not shuffling in something better.
It'll go back in the first Jackson.
Yeah.
Whatever that. Or I can't remember his impact.
Score it.
Yeah, maybe. No, it's going to get the Jackson. Okay. So now you know it's going to go away. So this is where your Archives interface would have been good. And they've been extolling the virtues of Archives interface in noise. Check Archives. Oh, Jackson. Oh, Jackson, let's get that out of here.
That's almost certainly not. I was about to say, if he's trying to bluff that he's installed the Jackson in that remote, I can tell you for certain he has not.
Else,
that's an agenda.
Yeah, or on Adonis or... But this outside remote is almost certainly
If Saiya must be looking for agendas, because if he's got them...
He wants to start scoring, right?
He's
got this impenetrable Turing. Except it's not impenetrable because David is a card. And
he did. He clicked for credits and won Archives.
So, okay.
I'd let him take it.
I mean, he's got good cards. I can remember his hand was the last one.
Yeah, but you don't lose your Jackson.
Exactly.
if he steals an NAPD, he goes down to 0 money again. I mean, and that's 2 points. So great.
To be honest, I understand what you're saying. I mean, when it's 0-0 as Corp, I often am a little bit reckless. I'm happy to give up 2 points just to see what the runner's up to, and
especially if it taxes them to credits, 0 money.
Yeah.
And it also means you don't lose your Jackson, which means the next mill when he mills an ABT or whatever, you've still got a Jackson on
GFI and stuff.
Which is why I wouldn't have put the Jackson in the remote because I want to keep it for as long as possible.
Yeah. So he did put the Jackson in the remote and the Adonis outside. Yeah, an interesting choice.
He needs to put an agenda in the remote.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. And he's worried. He's hoping to draw in the next 3 turns, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, I assumed it was agenda and Jackson on the outside.
But there could be loads of stuff in this remote. There could be. I mean, let's assume at this point there's at least one Caprice. Well, there's a Caprice and Ash. There's probably a Breaker Bay by now. Maybe not. If you put the Adonis outside, there's probably a CVS. Might be more than one CVS. Would you put all your CVSs in one server? Maybe.
He probably won't have more than one CVS.
You think? Okay.
Not unless he's seriously running like 3 biotics and stuff, and he's actually.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You need CVS.
Bearing in mind this tournament is also you knew you were going to see 1/4 of each faction.
That's true.
So you weren't like, oh, it's all going to be Cake, Clot, and Noise.
I played 3 Jinteki on the day.
Did you?
That was annoying. I was not prepared for Jinteki at all. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so he's going to run and trash the Adonis, going down to 0 money again. I mean, he's struggling with that.
He stole the NPD.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's struggling without the.
He imped something as well, so I wasn't paying attention. So he must have imped.
I wasn't paying attention either. So
because I was about to say, I was assuming he was going to imp it, but his imp he seems to have.
Might be more than one. He's also got a Street Peddler, so hopefully that's got ESOPs on it. I guess we'll find out. I think that's.
Yeah, beginning of his turn. Yeah, that's more reason to go to 0 money. He's Dave can score for days here. He needs a David and to get through the Turing.
Dave Reston used a Dave Reston used a Cyberdex while he was running the dice.
Okay.
So he ran it and used the thing so he couldn't imp it, and then he paid to imp it anyway. But it did take away a bunch of credits, so I guess it seems reasonable. Yeah, I don't know. Is that an interesting decision then? Is using a CVS to prevent an Adonis trash? I mean, it didn't. It just cost him 3 credits.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, trade 3 for 3. I mean, I guess it purged.
3 for him is a lot more.
There was a sucker as well. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, he doesn't really care about money. But I feel like it's. Yeah. Does he fire? You gotta fire. You always fire.
Is there a Jackson in the bin? If there is, you always do because you've got team sponsorship. As long as you've got a Jackson.
He's got team sponsorship, so I feel. So okay.
I think you fire there for sure because you hit an agenda.
So he used team sponsorship. He didn't fire the ABT, but he did fire the team sponsorship to install something in the first remote. We don't know what.
Right.
Could be an agenda that got milled.
Yeah,
that could be pretty good.
Sure. So if there was already an agenda in there, then.
So we can see David. Okay. So I think we're going to get a run on this remote. If there's an Ash in there, I've got bad news because you're not going to get in. Yeah. It's just got 1 credit, so there's a Caprice that got bad news as well.
Ash, yeah, you
and one of those cards is in that remote.
Yeah.
One of those cards is in that remote. So let's find out. So we're going to install.
So now Ash is less good because
you can imp and run back.
At least he will get to imp it. Before he would be like, oh, Trace, and then I don't get to do anything. So it's marginally better now.
Okay, so he's going to run.
This is going to be a card tax.
So yeah, he's running on 4.
I don't think I res this one, Dave, because it's
you could still res the Ash. So all static. Okay, it's going to cost a couple of cards. No big deal. Might as well. For Corridor. The irony. Is that a second? Before he approaches the Turing, let's see. Caprice. That's a good card. So he's going to res Caprice using Break Bay. So here's the thing: you got 0 credits. You absolutely do not spend a David counter here, right?
No.
No.
Well, David counter has cost him a credit. It's not worth it.
It's cost him 1 credit. I'd rather have David counter. Instead, he spends it to force the side game, but he has no money. I don't know. I don't see the benefit of this. Maybe you can explain it to me. I feel like 1 corp credit. I mean, he's not super rich. ETF, but I think he just bounced off the Turing at that point.
Yeah.
At which point, why do you even run? Maybe you think there's no Caprice.
That's what I said.
Maybe you think there's just an Ash. You might be thinking, okay, there's probably no Caprice, there's an Ash, which means I can get in and I can imp it, even if an agenda gets away.
See, a Vitruvius counter there would have done Dave wonder. If he'd have adjusted that turn, if he'd have just advanced that, I think, and then moneyed up, there's no way he's getting in there. Then,
so he didn't have a way of advancing it because he installed it from Team Sponsor.
No, but I mean that turn, he could just advance it this turn and then.
I want to leave it.
Yeah, leave it
it's pretty safe.
Like a Vitruvius counter against Noise would just
it's
win
massive
you a game.
too. Yeah, you can even advance it. Well, 3 times. Yeah. Leave it. Get loads of counters.
Because he mills a global food now, you're like, great, wait for me to run archives, and you're like, I'll take that back.
Yeah,
next turn I installed a double advance it.
You're just noise proof, yeah.
Or you wait for some Miller Jackson. It's. Yeah, Vitruvius is.
I mean, not to. I assume there's an agenda in the bin. Because there always is against noise. There's always a. Goddamn noise. There's always an agenda in the bin.
There's always an agenda in the bin. Trust me, I play in a lot of noise.
I play against a lot of noise. There's always an agenda in the bin. God damn it. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. Advancing the Vitruvius is an interesting call. I think it would. I think it's good. I wouldn't have thought of that. We'll mention it today.
I'm sure he'll see this.
Yeah, he's right. He'll see.
I wonder.
Furiously comment. Well, obviously.
Oh, and didn't he tell us something about this? Tell us something about this game, didn't he?
Oh, he did tell us something about Vitruvius counter.
Did he say?
I don't think it was that,
should I have over advanced Vitruvius?
He did say something. He's like, when you commentate, make sure
you remember. I did think about something. Yeah, I think he said.
Sorry, Dave.
I thought about over advancing the Vitruvius, and I should have done it.
Yeah. Yes.
If that is what you said, Dave, you're correct.
That's
reasonable.
You
should have advanced that Vitruvius.
Okay, that's reasonable. Yeah. Yeah. Having said that, he's 4 points up. He's got what looks like an impenetrable remote. He doesn't have a lot of money, but it turns out ETF's quite good at making money at things he wants to do anyway.
Especially if you just installed a campaign on that breakaway.
Yeah. I mean, he could just crack an Johnson on there and use it 2 turns until he draws an agenda, and then get on with it. We're not seeing any HQ pressure. So it might be... we don't know what's in the bin, but I feel like Dave's in a stronger position here. I mean, the noise rig is coming together. Yeah.
Which did he install the CVS off the team sponsorship fire and then res it and fire it straight away? I think.
He resed it. Yes, it was a Cyberdex because it was face up when he installed it. So yes, that's exactly what happened. So 4 points in the bin and a CVS. So I'll take it back. Now Noise is on top.
Yeah.
Because
yet again,
that's tough.
Vitruvius counter, get the GFI back, wins next turn.
I know,
game.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Although he wouldn't score. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, tough. And that's what Noise does. Is you think you're doing okay, it's fine, and then he mills, 4 points in 2 mils, and he's just sad. Sad. So is this a specific decision you need to make when you go into this game? You need to say, well, there's going to be agendas in the bin. I'm playing against Noise. I should pretend all my Vitruviuses are 5-3s or 5-2s that come with 2 counters.
No.
Just pretend that's the case.
No. For sure not. If you've got a window like he had, then I think you go for a Vitruvius counter.
Okay.
I think if you've got a window, you install advanced even ABTs. I think it's great to have the click the turn you score it. Because you don't know what you're going to draw, and also if you have a Jackson hand, it allows you to fire the ABT and things. So if you've got the window, I think you should always advance 3 for 2s. But Vitruvius against Noise, if you have the window, you should almost always. Yeah. Then it was a bit difficult because he installed it off the team sponsorship, which was a great decision. So it would take him another turn. To score it. Because he was so poor, I don't think he could have moneyed up and advanced it once. So Gravedigger goes down.
So we've got Gravedigger.
Is an interesting include. It's quite slow, but
another GFI, but he's not game, so he's on 6. Okay.
So now Dave suddenly has to score 2 agendas.
He's used a Jackson. I think there's one more Jackson in the bin. No, there can't be. Otherwise, he would have seen sponsorships here, right? Yeah, it can't be. There must be. There's going to be 3 in the deck for sure. Last turn, he did install what we now see as an Adonis with a. It might be Neve actually. Sorry, with a Breaker Bay. And hedge funds, so he has got backup money wise. He's now doing fine money wise.
He needs an ABT. He needs to put it in that remote and then needs to fire it. That's literally his out right now.
He needs a GFI, but he's probably only got 2 in the deck. So
no, there's no GFI. Yeah, I think I'm pretty well. I know Laurie's been known to run 3 GFIs.
I mean, if that's your path to victory, if you're going to score 2 pointers and a GFI, then having 3 is not a bad idea. It is influence, but it looks like he's going to.
That one's a Vitruvius. Definitely advanced.
Maybe this is the one he was thinking of. Maybe.
He should have advanced the last one. This one, if that's a Vitruvius, it's a no-brainer. If it's an ABT, still advance it.
So he's going to ice and put an upgrade on Archives. Okay, so what's on the upgrade on Archives? I mean, it could be a Caprice. If you think this remote is pretty secure. But Ash...
He's got 18 money.
He's got imps and stuff.
And more coming in. Yeah, he's got an imp, which makes... he hasn't.
He doesn't have an imp, but there are imps floating around. As Noise, here's a question. Do you trash team sponsorship? I mean, I think you generally trash it against a lot of people, but...
It's a bit late now. He's going to get 1 more use max. You trash it on site normally.
But maybe it's late.
If there's a Jackson in the bin, if you know that if there's a face-up Jackson in the bin, which I don't know if there is, then you definitely trash it, because that could win him the game. If we assume there's an agenda in the remote, he scores it, he puts Jackson back in, and then you've got a... Yeah, that gets a lot harder to win.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So Noise finally got a ESOPs. He spent a turn, installed it, and then took 3 credits. So
yeah,
it took a while, but he finally got there.
Yeah.
Is there a point in the game at which it's too late to install ESOPs? Probably not, right?
No,
it's 3 credits a turn.
It's one credit to install it.
So he's going to bin. I mean, he can plunge up a cash or something. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. He might have better ideas. But maybe sort of data sucker.
Is he running a Jackson? Is that what happened?
I think he's using the Jackson before. After his draw. After his
that was what was in the remote. He put the Jackson in the remote, so he obviously didn't have an agenda. So he's obviously shuffling agendas and hoping he'll get agendas.
He returned 3 hedge funds.
What?
So
I suppose it's just to reduce density.
So he has installed the first remote, another upgrade in archives. So now I don't know what's going on.
Vitruvius.
So 2 upgrades. So presumably he had a spare Breaker Bay or something. He cracked it on archives to res Ash for free. I don't know. Whatever. I doubt it's got both on there.
I suppose he put the Jackson in the remote last time to try and bait a run, but there was no way Noise was ever running there. So it's a pity to waste the Jackson to get 3 hedge funds back when you don't need them. And that's 3 that could have been agendas. But I'm assuming he's got Vitruvius in the remote.
But if you've got an agenda you want to install, then do you trash the Jackson? I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you trash the Jackson. Because you've got team sponsorship, so if you score next turn, you can bring it back and put it straight back in the remote.
That's better than using it for 3 hedge funds, I think.
You can even put it like, I don't know. I mean, you just hope you're not going to lose next turn, but you're almost certainly not, because you've got 2 upgrades on archives and a piece of ice. Okay, right.
So he's running this
is interesting.
Just about not see.
He's going to run the Eve, which is hidden behind the score, and he's going to clone ship in an Imp, which is interesting. Now, this is a good meta call, probably, against Breaker Bay stuff. If you use an Imp and 2 credits to trash an Eve and a Breaker Bay, then you get 2 counters on your Gravedigger for 1 run. That's pretty good. So now you can click twice to mill stuff. I don't know. You can line up the trashes. If you can get into this super remote, think of the Gravedigger counters you can get from that.
Yeah, see, the thing with Gravedigger, because I run rah Noise, I'm like, you click to make them mill, but like that's the same as click to install a virus.
Sure.
And they mill, but it's more useful. Gravedigger's an interesting card, but it's an NPD.
NPD, no. Sad times.
No, that is really
team
sad
sponsorship
times.
is going to install, but if if he milled an agenda,
put it in right now.
You want to put it in that remote, right?
Otherwise, CVS.
He's taking long enough that I think that's not what's happening.
CVS, because there's 2 imp counters and there's 2. And there's
CVS, okay. Yeah. Maybe use it straight away, in fact, to kill the imp. Kill Gravedigger before he takes a click.
Yeah, but
seems pretty reasonable.
He's got 6 money there, he'll just trash something else and then.
Yeah, he's having a think. Dave's having a think. He is actually going to use it straight away.
What Dave has said, though, is there as well, is there's no agendas in the bin. Because if there was, we know exactly what was going to happen to that agenda. Straight in the remote.
Yes, that's true.
He knows there's no agendas in the remote.
Yeah. Even if it was GFI or something? Yeah, probably.
So that's an interesting use of... he should have waited till the start of the other guy's turn so that he couldn't Aesop's the imp. So he
could have done it after the Aesop's window.
He'd had a window before his first click, after the start of turn effects, and he could have purged then.
I mean, he could sell the cash or something. I mean, but he's got options. but sure.
But it does stop you clone chipping one back.
He's going to install Clot, which is interesting, but I'm assuming he's just going to sell it. Yeah. But it's not that much. It's only 1 credit gain from Aesop, so it's just a mill, right? Yeah.
It's a mill.
He's going to install Parasite, sure, mills. So mills, it's just mills, they're happening. He's going to check archives.
And now suddenly,
Could be game.
So how many clicks he got left? Is the last back?
I think it is because he installed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's click 4. So Breaker Bay is going to raise an Ash. So he's got an Imp counter, so he can trash the Ash. He does indeed trash the Ash. Slight misplay. He also trashes Breaker Bay. Obviously not allowed because he didn't beat the Ash trace. So we're going to roll that back in a minute. But anyway, it doesn't matter because it's Breaker Bay, so who cares? He's got Gravedigger. Gravedigger cares, but yeah.
Gravedigger cares.
Yeah. So some well-meaning spectators are going to point that out in a minute. But I think at this point, if you're Noise, you're on 6. You are going to lose approximately 1 turn after Dave installs something in that remote. So you just go nuts milling and check archives, click 4 of every turn.
Right, shameless, I can hear him.
Yeah, so he's commenting now. So that was click 4, so he can't check again this turn. But in theory, it's wide open. Let me ask you a question. Dave's got...
So he just archive memories installed.
No, they're just talking about... So this turn, he archive memories for a face-down card.
Installed.
installed
in the remote. Because he had no cards in hand. We know what it was. Yeah.
Let's assume it's an agenda. That's what I assume.
Let's for a moment.
Yeah.
For a moment, let's just consider that if it was an agenda, you still lose because there's probably another one in the bin.
It's possible, yeah. Do you?
Gravedigger.
You've got money. He had 13 credits last turn. Do you res that ice? I mean, just to make him break something. I think you think about it, just because so he can't Faust. Maybe he can't Faust 2 turns in a row. I don't know what it is.
Or maybe
if it's anything remotely
maybe it's
big.
a Turing, and he knows that he's going to do it. He's going to keep him out, and this time he's going to run in click 4, and you're going to go res a Turing, and then he's going to win the game.
Wow.
That's
yes.
Why.
Turing
knew that Ash was going to keep
Turing on
him out.
Archives is a good shout.
Especially if you run tier click 4.
I mean, he's got.
And he's like, oh, I need to parasite this.
He sold his date suckers as well, so he can't even parasite. There's 2 on Eli.
Yeah, but he would need another click to install the parasite. Oh no, he's got a clone chip out? No. So yeah.
No, there's no clone chip. An interesting decision for sure. Alright, so he's going to bin the imp because he doesn't really care. He's going to run archives. Let's see what we got. So he's an assassin. Does that change the decision? I think that's big enough. You probably do.
This makes no difference out there because it's a game.
It's got David counters, but he can break it twice with David. That's the point. And it is game, so he wants some stuff.
Top card.
Sad times. Yeah, I think it was the last one that got milled. So that last.
This turn.
Yeah. But obviously last turn as well.
Wow. Close.
Because he could archive memories for it. So yeah, that was close. Vitruvius camera, Joey would have done wonders. Can you imagine? Yeah.
He said it's only because he had the window. Like it's not as you said. It's not just always go for it. Because if you're like I play a lot of ETF fast advance, and it's like I can't get if I'm swinging for Sansan, there's no way I'm going to attempt to get a counter because it's just silly.
He didn't have the clicks spare on the turn the Vitruvius went in.
No, but he had the window to leave it in there for another turn.
For another turn, yeah.
He had no money. It was 2 pieces of ice, one of which was Turing. But he did have David, and there was a Caprice, and then 2 more unrest cards. So like,
yeah, and the kind of wasted Jackson was that an interesting decision. He used it for 3 hedge funds. It was nice, but
and the first Jackson just for the NAPD.
Yeah, so you would have left the first one.
Left the first NAPD, advanced the Jackson.
So he only Jackson back a total of 1 agenda for 2 points over the course of the game. Now against Noise, you want your Jacksons to be putting back 5 or 6, 5 or 6 points, right?
I think so, actually the play with the Jackson where if he installs the agenda over the Jackson,
just trash Jackson, don't get precious.
Because he then did score that next turn, didn't he? And then lost to 2 points in archive, so he'd have got the Jackson back. Yeah. I think any one of those decisions may have swung. It was so close.
It was very close in the end.
Ended with he only had the exact number of agendas he needed in the bin, and the agenda was in the remote to score. So
I mean, we're assuming that the game was in the remote. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Yeah, we don't know, but yeah, that seems like a reasonable assumption.
At that point, there's no bluffing.
He put it in with such conviction, that he was going to score.
Because you know for a fact that that's not their out. Like if you install in that remote, they're not going to think, "Oh, I have to get that." They're going to think, "I have to win this turn somewhere else." Like that's how you approach that situation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sad times for Dave.
Sad times. Sorry, he's a mercenary. Thank for London.
Yeah, you're right. Thank God the most wanted list put paid to Noise. We hardly ever see Noise now.
Oh, and food coats.
And food coats as well. Yeah.
Thank God they're gone.
There was an Eli, I guess, that is now not in food coats, and there was a.
Well, actually, a lot of people run 2.
Okay, okay.
2 Eli, 3 Architect, and only 1 Caprice.
Yeah, we did see Architect. That's a good anti-noise card. Yeah, I assume it's in the deck, but yeah. Okay, so in the final game from Edinburgh, we will see. Dave again, against Chris again. And the reverse game. So in the other game, Dave was playing Kate. We'll get into it in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about that while it's happening.
And Chris was playing RP, Webcam Perfection.
Arguably one of Dave's worst matchups.
Possibly true. I would say that this RP is pretty standard.
Right.
It's pretty standard. I would say this Kate deck is not very standard. No. Now, you and I are very familiar with Dave's Kate deck. Which has been going through iterations for it's got to be months by now, and
it's a phenomenal deck. I love it so much.
And when you first play it, you're like, oh, this is really interesting. I don't really understand what's going on, and then I don't know, one particular turn happens, and then you're like, oh, and
we'll talk about it because we're gonna have so much time in the next game.
That's
to
true.
Just watch it.
There'll be some build up. All right. So, you should watch it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. So, viewer, I'd like to remind you that should you want to watch any of more of of our videos, you can do so at the wedding at the website nearrunningrid.co.uk. You can also find us on Twitter and on Facebook, and you can find us on Patreon should you want to support our videos and make the channel better. Thank you, Joey, for helping me commentate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.